You're watching Down to Earth. Coming up, New Delhi could see artificial rainfall over the Indian capital for the first time later this week. The regional government is set to try a cloud seeding experiment to induce artificial rain. This in a bid to bring Delhi's severe air pollution under control. New Delhi is regularly ranked among the world's most polluted capitals. Last week, after days of fireworks to celebrate Diwali, particulate matter levels rose to more than 56 times the safe limit. To talk more about this, we can bring in our Environment Editor Valérie Dekimpe. Valérie, good to see you. So, man-made rain, how does it really work?
Well, cloud seeding is a geoengineering technique that involves manipulating existing clouds and injecting chemicals in order to trigger rain. And so those chemicals can be fired from the ground, but they can also be injected and released through airplanes or drones. And so they will be releasing silver iodide or salt particles directly above the cloud. So there you can see either sent through the ground or either airplanes or drones flying above the clouds. Those particles have a structure similar to ice. And so water droplets will cluster around them, resulting in snow or a rain. In the case of Delhi, the aim is to essentially trigger rain, and that rain will wash away all the pollution particles present in the air. You might see sometimes there's very heavy smog. If it rains, the next day you get clear blue skies. And so the trial in New Delhi took place last Thursday in collaboration with the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur. And so they used a light aircraft over the city's Burari area. So that is the aircraft that they use that you can see behind me. And so with flares, they use flares. The man there showing the flares to inject those particles above the clouds. And Delhi's chief minister wrote on the social network X following the trial that if conditions remain favorable, Delhi will experience rain in the next few days.
Now, Delhi has long suffered from air pollution that is hazardous. Why are they only doing this now?
Well, every winter, as you know, Delano, a thick blanket of smog descends over Delhi, and that's because cooler air traps pollution particles closer to the ground, and so you get a pollution cocktail from heavy traffic, factories, crop burning as well. And so levels of fine particulate matter, which are tiny microparticles that can enter the bloodstream and have been associated with cancer, well, they can reach dangerous levels to more than 60 times the safe limit recommended by the UN. Now, the BJP has been proposing the use of cloud seeding ever since they got elected to lead the regional government this year. Their plans, however, were put on hold because of unpredictable weather. But now, as the Diwali festival came to an end last week and air quality levels dropped to dangerous levels, the fireworks used during those festivities, contributing to the heavy smog in the capital, that's when they decided that the plan would finally be rolled out. And air pollution has certainly become a bit of a political issue as well in New Delhi. The BJP trying to present cloud seeding as a scientific tool in order to combat pollution.
And what's the likelihood that this actually goes ahead and works?
Well, according to the Institute, their trials, there's a 60 to 70% success rate, and that only if the clouds are moist and thick enough. But turning clouds into rain is easier said than done, especially in Delhi at this time of year, because the process requires clouds in the first place. But Delhi in the winter is very dry, and so the clouds tend to be quite high or not dense enough, and even if rain forms, it might evaporate before it even reaches the ground. So two professors at the Delhi Center for Atmospheric Sciences, they said the plan was just a gimmick that will provide temporary relief, but does not address, the long-term, the root causes of the pollution in the first place.
And has cloud seeding been tested anywhere else?
Well, the first experiments in cloud seeding actually date back to the 1930s in Europe. So cloud seeding seeding is not new. China actually used it in 2008 to try to stop rain from falling on Beijing's Olympic Stadium. Now, in the age of climate change, cloud seeding has taken on a greater significance for many countries, as it can be seen as a tool to combat drought, for example. China has positioned itself as a leader in this field. In 2018, it launched the Sky River Initiative with the aim of producing artificial rain, addressing water shortages, and boosting the country's food security. In the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, the technique is also used actively in order to, boost agricultural production and also combat extreme heat. Scientists, however, have warned that there are no long-term studies on the effects of cloud seeding on the atmosphere, on the environment, and also on agriculture and human health. In India, for example, it is not clear exactly which chemicals were used and were sprayed over the city. And again, other observers say that cloud seeding could lead to fake news and misinformation. I don't know if you remember massive floods in the UAE back in 2004, where some people speculated online, climate skeptics speculated, saying that this was actually the result of cloud seeding and not, the result of climate change and extreme consequences of our changing climate.
Fascinating stuff. Thank you very much for that, Valérie. Valérie Dekimpe there with Down to Earth.